This man managed to piss off every black woman on the planet. Now, although he's just reading off statistics, it's still going to trigger a lot of black women. It's actually a war on black women, and I think they don't even understand that it's happening right now. It's a reason why stats like this come out and they push a certain narrative.
Women are the most educated group in the U.S. according to the National Center for Education Statistics. Well, Guru, it must be true because according to Essence magazine, they tell us that black women account for 68% of associate degrees, 66% of bachelor's, and 71% of master's. So I actually clicked on the link that Essence provided in their article that took me to the percentage distribution of degrees conferred to U.S. citizens and permanent residents. Black are right here, and the females say 13.6, and the females for bachelor's say 11.5, and the females for master's say 14.0. Well, let's compare that to other female groups. Caucasian females, 13.6 to 47.8. That doesn't look like the most. Bachelor's, 11.5 for black compared to 57.3 for Caucasian. That doesn't look like the most. Master's, 14 compared to 60.9. That doesn't look like the most either. Well, what about most enrolled, Guru? BWs are significantly less than Caucasian women to enroll in 4-year colleges and graduate within 6 years and go on to earn advanced degrees. Looks like Essence magazine and all the women repeating it on social media got it wrong after all.
Now, the thing about statistics, you have to actually look at certain points. Now, I don't know if they mean that they're enrolling more now than they have before, but that's not the way they're pushing it. I don't know exactly what they mean in their statistics, but I do believe that they're trying to push a certain narrative. I think that's a tactic to move them away from their men, because it seems like the more and more educated black women feel, and the more and more they think that they're getting more money, the more and more they do not like their men. In fact, they're the only group of women that promotes this, which is going to make you think, right? This is going to make you think that it's some agenda behind this that make black women, although they fall at the bottom of every single metric, because if black men are at the bottom, black men still on average make more than black women. So they're at the bare bottom of every single metric, but yet they're pushed as if they're at the top of every single metric. This is not to shit on black women, but this is to say that we have room for improvement. But if somebody's telling you have no room for improvement, and you take a minority of women that are actually being successful and then try to extrapolate that to the whole entire population, then you got a big problem. And if you think I'm wrong about that, then wait till you see this. Black men are apparently sassy for any reason.
I feel like black men are like really obsessed with natural hair, and it's so weird. Like, oh, but is that your natural hair? Like, who cares? Like, your mom, your sister, your cousins, your grandma, none of them have natural hair. Do you ask your mama, do you call Miss Tina and be like, Mom, are you wearing your natural hair? Like, who cares? Like, you never see a Mexican man asking that, a white man, like.
Because they have their natural hair. They don't have to ask that. And if this mindset is crazy, because all up until recently, when it comes to human history to time, to the times today, it was very recent that women started wearing other women's hair. The same women that they bash and act like they better than, they go and spend hundreds of dollars on their hair so you can look closer to them than wear your natural hair. And then when a black man says, hey, just be yourself, you're mad at him for him telling you that you should be yourself and stop looking like the other women. But then demonize the men like they just did before about going with the women that have the natural hair of what you're putting on. But then again, you're better than them. How does that make sense?
But a black man, like, I just don't get it. I'm starting to think that you want to bust down. Like, do you want a Colombian bundles with double weft? Like,
But if you thought that one was crazy, this one gets even sicker.
The nerve to inbox me talking about, can I take you out for a casual day to make a friend? Fuck no. Do I look casual? Do I look like I want to be out on a casual day? I'm more of an extra type. I'm more of a over and above. Over and above.
And then women have to understand that when men go out there, this is a lot of what they're dealing with. So it's not that you don't like them. So imagine going with a woman like this, and then another woman that's nice, no matter what ethnic group she comes from, she's just nice to you. Who do you think you're going to go with? So the problem is not black men dating other women. The problem is when women like this date black men, They look at them as less than and as if they have to go through loops and hoops just to talk to them. So of course they don't want to date them. It doesn't even make sense. Now hear what her dating preference is and what a man should never ever do if he ever chooses and has the audacity to take her on a date.
If you ever think that I'm going out with you and then you pull out Apple Pay to pay for our bill, to tap your card, you're over it. You're dumb. You're crazy. This is the last time you will ever see from me or hear from me, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm lost too. And then there are women like that are bringing women to the common sense side, and they're starting to see exactly what men are saying and starting to agree with Kevin Samuels as if everything he said was not true. And most men would agree with that. But listen how this woman breaks down on how foolish women dating preferences are.
Watching Pop the Balloon has me convinced that women do not know what they want at all. Okay, this one girl said, "You are fine, you are so handsome, but I just don't like that your pants don't cover your ankles." Another girl said, I like my men in more streetwear. This is a dating show. You were supposed to come like you was on a date, and she was dressed up, not in no streetwear. So they was perfectly matched that day. And then this one girl said, "He's just smiling, and I'm not much of a smiler."
You can't even smile. Let me take that off. Put a serious face on. I don't want to break the rules.
What the fuck? I'm convinced. I'm convinced y'all don't know what y'all want. This is the petty reason that y'all not dating men.
Which then brings us to this video, which shows us the divide between black men and black women.
So I just finished having dinner. I took myself to Applebee's. This is something simple. I dropped my son off at work, and I don't have to pick him up till like midnight. So I was just like, I just get something to eat and go home. And so I'm sitting there, I sat at the bar.
Now, we don't know this person's story. She could be married with 10 different kids by the same different man, and we have no idea. But if you have to drop your kid off, I would just assume, I'm hoping that this kid is a teenager. But then again, they get off at 12. If a kid is getting off at 12 and they're a teenager and they're still going to school, that seems a bit odd. And it seems like whatever financial situation they're in, he has to go to work and he has to put in some work at a young age. It's either that or her son is a grown man and she still has to drop him to work. For whatever reason, she has to drop him to work. And then for her to have to take herself out, her husband could be at work, who knows? But it just seems as if this is a single mother situation going on. You have to drop your grown son to work, or he has to work because 12 o'clock at night to be getting off and getting picked up at 12 o'clock at night is crazy. Unless, you know, if you're a grown man, still, you're dropping him to work.
And I had my little earbuds on, watching my movie while I'm eating. And so when I was done, I got the bill, and, you know, I'm just looking around my surroundings. I look to the left, I see a black man with a white woman. I look to the right, I see a black man with a white woman. What do I see? What do I notice all at the bar? Single black women. So it got me to thinking. And don't get me wrong, I don't have an issue with interracial dating. I don't.
You do.
That's not what this is about. I believe wherever you find love, that's where you find love. If it's no matter what nationality, ethnicity, race, whatever. If that's where you find love, then that's where you find love.
That's cap.
But I'm just wondering, have black men like totally given up on black women?
What she's doing is taking a small subset of men and then making it seem as if they are the biggest, widest population of black men that's doing the same exact thing. For God's sakes, y'all at Applebee's. And it just so happens that men don't strictly just go after a certain caliber of woman. Men have to accept whatever they get. Now, if black women are saying that they are the cream of the crop and they don't want whatever black men are, then black men are going to get whatever comes to them. And if white women look at black men like they're valuable, then that's what it will be. If you go around predominantly white areas, and it's white areas where they have a lot of money, and they hire nannies, typically you will see that the nannies are either Hispanic or black. And I see a lot of black women nannying white kids. Now, what you can say is that black women don't love their children. They don't love black children. Why aren't you a nanny to black children? Why do you want to go work for the white family? Just so happen that black people just probably don't hire nannies often. They have their cousin, their grandmother. Somebody's doing the babysitting around here. We're not spending money on childcare. And if we do have the money, we probably still not spending money on childcare. So it's rare to see it. It's not like it don't happen. It's just rare to see it. If it's rare to see something like that, now when you see a black woman that's being a nanny to a white family, it just so happens that white families look for nannies. If a woman that's black is being a nanny to white kids, it's because the white families commonly look for nannies, and it just so happened that they'll go for black because the black women are becoming nannies, or Hispanic. If a black man is with a white woman, it's not because he particularly just dates white women. I can guarantee you he was rejected by black women over and over and over again. It just so happened that the white woman showed interest, and he's going to show interest back.